Scuba diving, as with some other activities, does have a bit of a branching aspect to it, in where you can focus a lot into your training or a lot into your dive equipment and just try to figure it out yourself, which is the right way to go. Hi, all of you awesome scuba divers out there. Welcome to the Scuba Diving magazine channel, and welcome to AskMark, our scuba diving Q&A, where I, Mark, a former dive instructor, do my best to answer your scuba diving questions. So if you do have any diving questions, pop them down in the comment section underneath this video. Use this AskMark hashtag in your comment to get it featured. I do try and type out an answer as soon as I see them, but I do miss them sometimes, so I apologize for that. The community does a pretty good job of answering some questions as well, so thank you everyone for doing that. But yeah, today I'm answering a question from Loading Cross about which kind of direction and where you should invest for your diving career. So Loading Cross says, hi Mark and everybody on the comments, could you tell me which one will be for you with your experience the best investment route in scuba diving, keeping an eye on equipment and also in training? I'm about to take my advanced course after 20 dives, and I would like to know if it's nice having any piece of gear before. Thanks for the video and thanks for the knowledge sharing. You're welcome. So my usual recommendation when you're starting out diving is to do the core courses. So in the PADI skill tree, you've got open water, advanced open water, and rescue. I usually recommend that most divers do those three at minimum. That will get you to a pretty well-rounded diver. Then only do specialties that really talk to you and are really relevant to the type of scuba diving that you're planning on doing. If you're planning on going down a dry suit, then of course you need the dry suit specialty. If you want to go down side mounts, then yeah, side mount and technical and all that kind of stuff, rebreather, that kind of stuff, yeah, you have to. But otherwise, I find actual dives that you've planned and executed yourself to be more important than just training dives, because with training dives, the instructor and the dive school has done most of the work for you. All you have to do is basically jump through the specific hoops. They've chosen the dive site, they've usually chosen most of your dive equipment, they haven't chosen the skills, but they know what you're doing on that particular dive, and they've looked at the weather, they've looked at the tides and all that kind of stuff, entry and exit points. They've all of that has been choreographed for you. You have to just kind of do as you're told, and then finish the dive and fill out your logbook. That's all well and good. That will get you a nice card. No, I don't think you get plastic cards anymore, you get digital ones, but that gets you a cert card, which is all well and good, but I'd probably see a diver in higher regard if they've actually planned and executed that dive all by themselves. Now, I'm not saying that you should start just figure out side mount diving or rebreathers, just get one and just figure it out in the water. No, I just want you to go on dives to your qualification, and yeah, just physically go diving, because that's where you get the best experience, because you are thinking about these things now. Hey, what's the tide doing at this time of day? Where's my entry and exit point going to be? What equipment do I need anything extra for this kind of stuff? That's more important to me than, oh, hey, yeah, Steve's just got this cert. Great. So above and beyond the core courses up to rescue, that's where I tend to leave it, and then focus on your dive equipment. Just invest in good equipment, not just whatever's on your dive center shelf that looks shiny. I used to work at dive centers, and I've got far too much shiny stuff that isn't actually that good knocking around my dive locker. So try and spend some time researching and looking at each individual piece of equipment and going, hey, do I actually need this, or do I just want it? Is this going to further my diving career, and am I going to be using this in 5 years time, or is this just kind of something shiny that I thought was pretty cool? At the kind of advanced open water level, you should have your own mask, definitely. Fins would be quite usual for divers to have their own fins. Not essential, at that kind of level, a lot of divers don't have their own equipment and they use the school equipment, but it's not unusual to have students have their own stuff as well. But yeah, mask, fins, probably a dive computer is like my next thing to look at, because it takes a lot of the calculations out, and it's better if you can have your own computer, because you can understand and you can learn it, as opposed to learning how to use a school dive computer and then you'll never see it again. You get something else, you have to relearn how this new dive computer works. It's nice to have your own. Regulators, maybe. If you do plan on going diving a lot just by yourself, not literally by yourself, but just on your own accord with a buddy, then yeah, your own regulators. I wouldn't worry too much about cylinders, because you can usually rent those in a lot of places. BCD, yeah, BCD would be handy. Most divers have BCD by like rescue diver, but open water, advanced open water, not essential, but it is nice if you have it. The pitfall that you need to avoid is just getting a BCD and then it doesn't really match your style in a few years' time, if that makes sense. I've had so many BCDs throughout the years, and like, if I'd have known ahead of time that actually backplate and wings are awesome, then I probably would have had one backplate and wing and that's it. Just swap that wing out from time to time. It would have saved me a lot of money and a lot of hassle, but yeah, it actually does work out a bit cheaper than some recreational BCDs. But yeah, I'd focus on your core courses, your open, advanced, which you're doing, and your rescue. Kind of leave it at that, unless there's any specific, like if you want to do cave diving or whatever, then focus on the cavern and cave and whatnot. If you want to do like side mount and all that thing, then go down that route. I wouldn't worry too much about like your peak performance buoyancies and your fish IDs and kind of things that you can like learn yourself. It is nice to have an instructor there that can teach you how to use an underwater camera and what the different levels and things do, but you see so many divers just go down the training route and all of their dive logbook is just training dives. Great, but can you actually dive without an instructor swimming next to you? It is nice to go on some of those dives. So yeah, after you're advanced, it sounds like you've done some diving. You've got 20 dives under your belt after open water. Open water is only 4 dives, so you've got 16 dives somewhere. So just keep doing that. Keep building up that experience with different types of diving, diving in freshwater and saltwater and moving water and diving from boats and from shore. Just build up that kind of foundation, and then yeah, if there is anything specific, then do that specialty. Yeah, you do find some divers and they have this huge like wallet just crammed full of every single specialty that they've ever done. It's like, great, when are you ever going to use that particular specialty? It is not that relevant. Nitrox as well. I forgot to mention you should do Nitrox if you haven't already. But yeah, just the core courses, get yourself up to rescue, then you're a really handy diver to be in like any dive group. And then yeah, focus on like investing in your own equipment, your own decent equipment. Don't try and shortchange it, and yeah, just your experience level just by going diving, not by just signing up for courses. I find that much more important, just because there's a highly qualified diver out there. If you actually look at their logbook and they've only logged like 60 dives or something compared to someone who's done hundreds and thousands, but they're only open water, great, I'll rather go diving with that guy than that, because it's the real world experience that actually matters to me. But what do you think? Let them know down in the comments section, and if you've got any other questions, pop them down there as well. Remember to use this AskMark hashtag, otherwise I can miss it. I do miss some of those, but I do my best to focus on those before any others. Otherwise, yeah, don't forget to head over to our website, Scuba. Other than that, remember to head over to our different websites, because we've got a bunch now, and it's more diver-net now. We're trying to streamline things. You can go to scubadivingmag.com, but I think it just redirects you now, because we had a bunch of different websites, so we're trying to streamline things. But yeah, like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for watching, everybody, and of course, safe diving.